They addressed it, and they hit on Zay Flowers.
Jackson is going into the end zone. And I think Jackson slipped over the umpire. Foul for intentional grounding happens in the end zone. It's a safety in the first points of the night.
Well, they dial up a blitz. Fred Warner, he's got a free run. There's the official going down. And it was just Keystone Cops at that point. Oh, man.
I mean, look at the face of Alex Moore, like, oh my God.
Giants have struggled to get it going offensively. Short kick and a return here from Boston Scott. Runs into Olamide Zaccheaus, and the Giants have the ball. And fumbles.
I don't know what to say. I mean, it's we talked about Tommy DeVito having his offensive lineman running back at him, and here's Boston Scott with Olamide Zaccheaus.
Look at this. Ball's on the ground.
Ball's on the ground. Picked up by the Raiders. Do they have a touchdown with Nichols?
I think Pacheco was going to keep it, Mahomes thought. He was faking, and he goes, whoa, you're actually trying to give it to me? And the miscues continue. We showed it earlier, and what a huge play.
Wow, what an interesting turn of events here.
I asked him in our meeting, well, how you doing now? And he goes, I'm in a better spot right now, but it's amazing playing a little bit, making a few plays, what that can do for your confidence.
Mims took the ball out, dropped it, picked it up, and then dropped it again. And the Patriots recover for the touchdown.
You pick it up. All kinds of bad things are going on. We always say, don't make a bad play worse. You fumble it, just down it, and go from there.
Sure, because they've got some big decisions to make. Here is Simeon firing towards the back of the end zone, and it's incomplete.
The 10-yard line. But, yep, you see my man in the orange hat.
Mahomes, pocket collapsing. And the ball comes out. I think that would have been a fumble, but he recovered it.
And then you see it trying to hold hands there. But Butler does a great job after.
Back deep is Carter. Has it. Oh, he fumbles it. Got a teammate right there to fall on it, and he can't handle it. And coming back to get it is Carter.
The ball just keeps going, and Lucy's picking it up. Wow, what is on the football today?
First and goal it is. Lipke, the fullback again. Ball is loose. Who's got it? Miami recovers. Brandon.
High snap. And you don't need my description to know. It's Johnson who bobbled it. He just came in, and down he goes, and read well by Cansey. They just brought in to Ernest Johnson, who's playing with a bad knee. They lose 5, and they're back to the 47-yard line.
Tannehill. And his pass is nearly intercepted. And if Reek Woolen caught that, he would have walked into the end zone the other way.
That was risky, right? You're throwing the crossing route, and it gets undercut.
Of time with DeMeco Ryans. 42 seconds left. Mills has to release it. Schultz didn't know it was coming.
There's Garrett on the backside. Oh, you're going to feel him. Even if he doesn't quite get there, you know we're 95.
First and 10 for the Jets. Bobbled snap off the hands of Simeon.
And come out of Jamison Crowder's hands. We saw it earlier, and the drop that turned into an interception, and this time Trevor Simeon.
Kick off to the outside, give a little shake, and then stem to the inside. And it looked like he's just got a...
Most points off turnovers last week by a team in 10 years. And look at this little gaffe. Yep, this is another play going wrong.
Stafford protected well, and then that pass incomplete, might have slipped out of his hand.
And he did try to pull back because the linebacker, Pete Werner, ended up sliding right there into his throwing lane. So that's why he tried to pull the ball back.
Flacco stays alive and hits Cooper. Cooper gets toppled over.
And he across field, he finds him. There's the hit. As he's going down, but the forearm is down on the ground. Gene Steratore has taught us this.
Little catch is made on a cross by Dortch. First down. Oh, nice hesitation.
Tyreek Stevenson, number 29, then slips on ice skates The Barry Sanders of my generation. Now Mullins has the ball out free. And it's still loose. Vikings have recovered.
Left side beats C.J. Ham, who's supposed to be in there for better pass protection.
The gusty winds right now, and the football is still in Linus and Lucy's hands because that is a rarity for Kelsey.
Chiefs have not run a clean play yet.
All season, that's second best in the NFL, and the ball's dropped by Bryant. Ball's loose. Point total in the fourth quarter this year, and almost all the ball was between.
Go outside, breaks back to the inside on the choice route, and a perfect throw by Bailey Zappi. Got to have that one if you're the young fella, and good thing that it found the turf.
Riley Moss almost.
Purdy is in trouble. Gets away from trouble and now flips it to McCaffrey behind his back, and still a stop by the Ravens.
Well, Patrick Queen, he defeats McCaffrey on the block as he comes in on the rush. And in fourth down, you're just doing everything you can to try to keep this play alive and give somebody an opportunity. But Baltimore's defense, they
said it just a little bit behind his receiver. Still want to see him come up with that one. Don't get a lot of opportunities. Need to make them.
Minshew on the move, launches for Montgomery.
I don't know if that's an incidental contact thing. You see how he's falling? As he turns, I mean, he's playing the ball, and
yeah, I guess they'll say their feet just.
He did. He's the inside seam runner. So you see him, he's trying to hold those numbers. He's getting that man read, send him in motion. They know it's in zone in a critical moment.
Tagovailoa is going to sling it out to Ingold, the fullback. Tries to leap. That didn't go as well as he planned. Everyone loves to leap these days. I know it's not your favorite thing.
And we had Jake Ferguson, the tight end of the Cowboys. We did our production meeting. I said, man, you got to stop jumping. He's like, what do you mean? I said,
fake, and then going to try and get this late on the sideline. Didn't look like Traylon Burks got that left.
Which stick will probably start here. First throw is caught, thrown backwards to Eckler. A lot of bills on that side. Eckler tosses it back to Stick. He throws it all the way across the field to Alex Erickson. Erickson coming down the sideline, back into traffic at the 20. Erickson gains some space, flips it forward there to Guyton. It's an illegal forward pass. It's game over. It's a Buffalo Bills win by 2.
Swings up, and it is wide right.
going again with Jonathan Taylor.
Oh, a fumble on the shotgun snap. Bottom of the pile to rescue this one.
Yeah, that's first thing, right? The shotgun. Secure it, and I don't know how.
Let's see. Nope.
Yeah, there's no question about it. This is one that you say, okay, you know, we try to create some big play off a screen pass, but that's the kind that goes pick six.
Coming down the sideline here. The Chargers bump each other off.
See, he's trailing, so what he's trying to do is drop it over the top.
Accuracy of the throw, and Miles Jack almost comes up with the third interception of the day for the Steelers.
Get some separation.
Doing his best Will Ferrell imitation. Sees it happen right in front of him. In front, or did Kareem Hunt not get both hands up to catch it? Looks like a little bit out there for him.
Alexander is back. And Eric Stokes, they missed that communication. This was miscommunication, mishandling from the snap with Bryce Young and his center, Bradley.
Jermaine Johnson, Zerline's kick. Short. It's going to be fielded here by Pringle. Muffs it for a second. And boy, the hits.
Anticipated the throw and delivered a strike to Tremble up the seam.
Sanders in it back. Picked up 30. Tremble already a couple of catches nearing his career high. And a little bit of razzle-dazzle back to Young, who's under pressure, and wisely gets rid of that. Just a save all season.
This is Jamison Crowder covering a lot of real estate. Crosses the 45. He's into Jets territory, and he's still going.
Oh, no.
Football is out, and it looks like the Jets have it.
Watch the ball. I don't believe the ball just slips out of his hands. Trying to make something happen. Throws it up in the air.
With this big jump along the sideline again from Timberlake.
tiny Timber Lake, South Dakota, population 500.
And this time it was Kyle Hamilton who's out there in front. And you start where his route was, and then he sees his quarterback's in trouble. He gets in his vision. And
foot. A tough break. You could maybe say that, I mean, I don't really know what you can say. You know, how getting outside the pocket, really nowhere to throw.
And then you've got the drop on the outside.